Welcome back to Classic Quest, everybody. Today it's just me, Chris Chrome. Unfortunately, Bonnie and Holden, I was going to say COVID. They both have COVID. They kind of don't sound the greatest and don't have that much energy. So I'm going to be the one holding it down while I review Vince Staples' new project, Ramona Park Broke My Heart. Yes, Vince Staples' new project, Ramona Park Broke My Heart. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. I'm going to go track by track, let you know how I feel about the songs, the sounds, and just what I kind of got from it. And it's going to be a good time. Once again, it is Vince Staples' Ramona Park Broke My Heart. Whoa. All right. So before I get into the actual review, I do want to start it off by saying what I thought about the album cover and the title. Quite frankly, I kind of felt like the title gave me this like love story. Well, of course, with like the broken heart and like kind of feeling a little bit down. Kind of felt like this is going to be some sort of love story, some sort of kind of, I guess, different stories and messages and experiences of potentially a relationship. Spoiler, I was wrong. For the album cover, it was very simple to me. I didn't really feel like there was much to it. I guess that's like a young Vince Staples. I thought maybe it was Ramona Park. I'm not quite sure, but I don't know. I guess it fits the project. It does what it does. Yeah, this project was released on April 8th, 2022. So I'm reviewing it 2 days after it's been out. So take that with a grain of salt with things I say, because I may not completely fully understand everything that we're about to dive into. It's got 16 tracks, and that's pretty much it. We'll just get right into it. So the first song is
But
The Beach.
wait, would you even know about Vince Staples beforehand, Chris? The whole world needs to know.
Yes, I forgot. The only thing I know about Vince Staples is the Big Fish project we reviewed. I know he's from Long Beach. I know he's pretty talented and got like different versatile flows. Quite honestly, oh, he showed up on that like Gorillas project that we reviewed, which was dope. I think it's called Ascension. Yeah. That's also pretty cool as well. But I don't really follow Vince Staples much. I know he's like really a dope rapper and he's like really good. A lot of people in hip hop that I follow kind of like give him that cosign and kind of praise him a little bit on the projects he makes. So I know he's very, very I guess credible, you can say. But personally, I don't actually know much. I feel like I listen to other shit. So that's where I'm at with this Vince Staples person. But with that, we can start with the first song, The Beach. That's a hard start. This song as an intro is super cool. Really does that good job of bringing me into the atmosphere of where we're going to be, what we're going to be listening to. Right away, I kind of felt like we're going to be getting a sort of like a little bit of a love letter to where he's from, some experiences and some places that he may have been, and kind of just how he came up. Because with this song, it's a very quick snippet of, after like reviewing the album, it's a quick snippet of the whole project. He kind of touches on how everybody right now is trying to make it to the top, but it's not possible to bring everybody, which we're going to get some like loss and some like I guess maybe not betrayal, but people get left behind or whatnot. I like how he addresses like he's afraid to catch a case because he feels like everybody's snitching. Kind of makes me feel like he's acknowledging that we're all kind of just getting our opinions and putting them out there. Could be like a play on some social media shit. So that's also really cool. I like how throughout the song there's this like I don't even know how to explain it. There's like the piano keys and the way that the melody kind of flows through gives me this feeling of like an intro to some like movie-esque feel, which I thought was really dope as well. Um, and I like how it kind of goes darker throughout the song as well. So like um I will let you hold it, but you got to bring my burner back. One up in the top, I get the drop, I'm surfing that, which you kind of get this idea like, yo, if you're gonna take whether my burner phone or maybe a burner gun and do some shit with it, I kind of need it back for like my own protection and stuff, which I was like, yo, this is really creative and interesting how Vince Staples kind of just gave you everything you needed to know about what you're getting into, and you can decide here if you want to continue with the project or not, which I thought was super cool. I like how at the end he goes, because my gangsters really moving hard on them shooting wait, and then it suddenly cuts and you just start hearing like gunshots and kind of like some people screaming at the end of the song. And what's really cool is it does play in with the track, because how everything happens so suddenly makes me feel like this is what he's used to in his reality, in his atmosphere around, in his environment. So that also kind of brought me into where we're going to be throughout the project, which I thought was dope. Overall, I like this. It's a really hard start, in my opinion. I gave it a 4 on 5. The next track is A, Free the Homies. That's actually a hard song too. I don't even know where to start. First off, just the sound and the instrumental on this track is so good. And I like how it kind of keeps this like flow coming into like the first scene where we're really getting into like uh I want to say like the deeper part of the story. Kind of getting more into the environment, what's going on, and Vince Staples a little bit separating himself from other people. Now, we start off, I like how the intro, it's there's like this girl kind of explaining how everybody's stopped and so much hurt, and there's just so much anger happening around, and it kind of gives you this idea like everybody's living like on the edge, right? And I feel like this is kind of setting up the context to understand part of why certain people may do what they do throughout the song to kind of get through some of these situations. So I did enjoy that. The chorus, yo, this chorus is super fire, super fire. His hook game, his singing game on this is next level. I like how he doubled up the vocals, but like the second vocals are a little bit lower in terms of just like bass, and you can kind of hear it carry the flow of what he's trying to say through that. That was just something I noticed as well, which I thought was super dope. But I like how um you get this like trophy in the hood. I wish somebody would kind of like, yo, test me. Let's get it going. I'm always ready on site. Got my weight up. Now I'm feeling good, making sure you got your cash. You know, things are moving forward when you're in a positive state. Now a person on, so you're like, okay, you know, you're popping, things are moving well. I like how he acknowledges he's come a long way. So you're like, okay, you've went through some struggle, you're on that journey. But I like how he wraps it up in the chorus and he goes, but if I had one wish, I'd free the homies. And you're just like, yo, hold up, like you really do fuck with your set. You really do still are in like your area, in your streets, still trying to get the people you came up with and some of the people maybe before you even popped out of jail for maybe certain things or whatnot. But then like I was like, yo, that's some like honorable shit that you believe in. Like you really want to feed your people, you really want to save your people, which was super dope. Um, for the first verse, I just need to state that's a really hard line to start off in the first verse. Shoot someone's mama if she out while we sliding, go up in the house because this shit get violent. And you're just like, yo, it's that savage where he's from. Like people's moms are just getting clipped because they're out there on the streets, they're out there doing what they got to do, and there's other people who are just sliding around doing what they essentially got to do. And it's just this like overweight feeling of just death everywhere. Better keep your mouth shut if we hear sirens. It's like, you know, there's that code that like you gotta make sure you don't get caught, essentially no snitching. But then follows up through somewhere like halfway through the verse. He goes like, these homies ain't gang banging, they just singing songs. I done seen it all, bloodshot eyes, broke my heart, then decided that I'm still outside. And it's like that's where I feel he's separating from what people are singing nowadays and kind of the rappers who are just doing it for like play and trying to act like they're something that they're not. And he's really saying like, yo, I'm out here. Like, and even when I've done seen these things and I have been through them and I had to like, you know, go through the ups and downs, I still decided to come outside. I still decided to like, you know, protect my people or whatnot, which I thought was super cool. And there's this essence of just darkness within the happiness of this the way this sound songs. because there is that like essence of like I want to free the homies and I want to like protect people, and there's that joyfulness in like the chorus as well, and throughout this song, kind of like laced throughout the instrumental, but it's still pretty dark. Verse two does it solid. I feel like first verse two is more of like a kind of day in the life where it's not so grimy. It's more just like an average day, foot up on the gas, 100 on the dash, lower in the stats, 30 on the man. You're like, okay, you're kind of setting up somebody. You've got money. Things are moving quick. Uh, I like the line where he's like, bitches want to know my zodiac. Um, I thought that was really funny how he just kind of plays it off and he thinks that that's kind of like, wow, this is some stupid shit. In my opinion, that's how he took it. Maybe he actually likes it. I don't know. I thought that was a cool line, but that also kind of stood out to me to be like, okay, so you're showing us how like how things are kind of moving around you, how you kind of go through your day by day. And I thought that was also really cool. But just the overall essence of showing us that he's done so much, he's been through so much, and that he still wants to give back to his people, and he still wants to like essentially free the homies from whatever, obviously like jails and penitentiaries and shit like that, but like maybe there's like a deeper meaning to that and free them in a different way. So I thought that was super super dope. I gave this a 4.5 on 5. And the next track is DJ Quick. So I do want to start off that there is a lot of like gang banging street stuff that is laid out through this whole project. So you're gonna hear me say probably a little bit less as we go along, just because a lot of it is repetition, is repeated, but it does have a good effect into what he is doing. And the way that he's expressing himself on these different tracks, it's I feel like he's trying to speak for the people in these areas as well, which is super dope. This song really is kind of just make your money, and it's all about making the money and just keep moving. And throughout the various experiences and the different situations he kind of gets into, it's more like these are things we had to do to make our money with what we had. And that's really kind of what I got from this track, which I thought was super dope. um like there's a line in the first verse: money hungry women do whatever for it takes, all my people in the hood, what's it finna take to have everybody living good? I don't want to wait. Like he's still drilling in that like feeding people, that community, that giving back to the people who that he sees in his area, and that's super inspiring, which is what I took from that part as well. I like the whole DJ Quick, get paid, make your money. That interpolation of that with the DJ scratches and just the way that that was edited was super super cool. It kind of gave like a little bit of a throwback, which was dope. Kind of lacing in all that hip hop legendary shit within the song, which is still really great. The next verse does kind of follow suit, just same thing, more of like if you fuck with me, I've got people who can come at you. But still with this like this messaging or this idea of like, but this is what we have to do to make our money. Like if there was different ways, I think there would be different, experiences and adventures that they would go on, but this is kind of what they have to do. And I still like how he's super, there's like this raw realness in his voice when he's explaining these verses, and he's explaining to people like this is the real shit. And I'm like you just get really captivated in how he's expressing it. Also, the bop in his fucking flow on this track is so dope. He just kind of bounces around and feels super free while he's also delivering to a level where I'm like, I need to learn how to do this. Like this is really, really, really good. I do think everyone should check this song out. It's super, super hype. Kind of quick. It's about 2 minutes and 21 seconds, but it gets it done. And it really drives in the message home of go get your money, go stack it up, go grind and do what you got to do. I gave this a 4.2 on 5. The next track is okay. The next track is called Magic on fucking Genius and on like iTunes. No, yeah, iTunes or Apple Music. But apparently on Spotify, it's called Magic. What is it? Magic with Mustard. So that's
Dijon.
just a little fun fact.
Does it have a hot dog with
uh
Dijon mustard?
No, it doesn't have a hot dog with Dijon mustard, Holden, but y'all should check out that track. But yeah, that's just a little fun fact. On Spotify, it's called Magic with Mustard. Everywhere else so far, and everywhere else, I mean Genius and Apple Music, it's just magic. This song's a bop. This song is a bop. This was like I enjoyed every minute of this. The vibe just gets you moving as like well, I guess you guys you didn't see because it's gonna be cut out, but it just gets you moving. It just gets you going, and I feel like this is Vince Staples kind of like bringing you into some sort of like happier side, but also with the same type of real shit kind of pops off. I like how he goes with the chorus, feeling like I'm floating to the ceiling. Is this magic? Kind of questioning like the vibe, the feeling that he's getting, what's going on. Baby, tell me why you disappearing. This is magic. Things are like kind of fading out. Things are happening. So I get this idea of like, you're at a party, shit's going on, shit's happening, and just overall was a really good track within laced in it. You still kind of get the same type of like gum bars and we got to do certain activities to kind of do what we got to do. But I like how he starts off the first verse with, if I gave a fuck about a sitch, I'd always be broke. And it's like, yo, I don't know what a sitch is. I didn't bother to look it up, but I'm assuming it's like somebody who's not grinding, somebody who's like worried about what he's doing and shit. And I like how he's kind of saying like focus on yourself. You really got to just keep pushing what you do. Because if you're broke, I never get to pull up in the Benz with my lokes. And it's like, yeah, if
It's
you
bitch, but with a C because I'm a crip.
ah see that actually makes sense. Still the same shit. Don't worry about a sitch. Don't worry about a bitch. Don't worry about anything but yourself and make your money. I like how he laces in. Growing up, we was poor, so we hopped off that porch again with the gun bars, with a gun trying to blow, trying to kick down your door. And it's like you still get this essence of like, even when times are happy, you still got to be ready to go and ready to do what you got to do. And I think he does a really great job of like fusing both of these kind of energies together. Um, the verse is pretty solid, kind of flows through. Then you get the chorus again, feeling like I'm flowing to the ceiling is this magic. And I like how it's just fun. Like I don't know how else to really express it besides it's just really a fun song to listen to, even though he's like still talking gang shit. Like even in the second verse, Crip and blood shit. That's the only thing I've ever been in love with. So I hope we never go in public, hands full, so I can't hold grudges, which is crazy because if you think about it, if he's really into Crip and blood shit and all that like gang stuff, whatever, him not going public, let's say he's talking to like a woman, that's because he's trying to protect her. Cause like he doesn't want her to get involved in whatever type of gun shit, which is pretty smart. Like that's fucking some like boss move shit. And if we were to take out like the gangsters and all that idea, it's like you're also thinking you could use this for anything else. Like even if you're like getting famous or you're on your grind, there's like certain people you may not want to have in the spotlight because shit can get really twisted at times. So I thought that was dope. The rest of it was pretty cool, pretty solid. Again, I think it's a really high energy track and a good vibe, and I gave this a 4.5 on 5. The next track is called Nameless. This skit for me plays two roles. I think it also sets up the next track, but does a really good job at kind of really diving you back into what Vince Staples is trying to show you within the area. Um, so it starts off, I think it's wrong, but it's been called survival. And already with that, I'm like, yo, this is more of like a forced survival thing. We have to survive. It's not like there is any other option. It's so bad that we have to. You have to eat, you have to pay bills, you have to survive. So when you get used to pulling a trigger on somebody and you're like, hold on, wait, when you mean get used to, as if this is like an everyday thing. And I think that plays into the bigger picture of like shit's really fucked up that there is people just used to gunning people down and used to just darkness and just a lot of these violent acts. um and I like how again, like it's not I want to pick up a gun and just shoot, and you're like shit, yeah, it's not like you're choosing to do this. I don't think anybody wants to pick up a gun and shoot, but because of what's happening, you know you have to. And then I like how it goes, and depending on the people that you're shooting at and the reasons for you doing it, it might, and you kind of get this sense of like, oh shit, there is like a double standard depending on like which side you're on, what reasons you have. And this is really powerful in such of like 45 seconds. And I like how the guy kind of questions the girl and is like, have you shot someone? And she's like, that's what they said. Or maybe it's like a young kid, maybe not a girl, it could be a young kid, either way. That's what they said several times. And it's like, this could be alluding to, there may be like a shooting, but instead of like a violent like an active shooting, it's more like shooting in self-defense, and they're just kind of calling it what it is. I don't know. There's a lot to dissect from this that I still kind of have to go back, because I mean, anyway. Um, but it is powerful. I do feel like there is a really powerful message within this song, and it's pretty short for that as well. But other than that, it's a 4 on 5, and yeah. The next track is When Sparks Fly. Yo, okay. This is probably one of the craziest like love songs to a gun that I have like listened to. And Vince Staples does a really good job of like kind of playing both sides. The first verse is essentially like Vince Staples kind of expressing how this gun is like kind of like his girl and has like spoken to him. And she said, baby, keep me close, love it when you hold me, know that I'm a real one, I don't do no ghosting. And kind of like giving you this like, oh, he found like, you know, the woman of his life, the person who doesn't want to leave and stuff. But then like he goes, you know, I know you love me, you don't got to show me off to the world, please hide me from the police. And I'm like, okay, that's like, if this was a person, you wouldn't, like, why would you have to hide them from the police in this sense, unless they're like, you know, anyway, whatever. But then you kind of like continue going, and then he quotes like, I don't want to use protection with you, but the glove will keep you safe if you ever get loose. And I'm like, all right, so that also kind of feels like you're talking about something more of like an item, never put you in a jam, hold you for whatever. And I'm like, well, the gun's not going to jam. And at this, and then he makes one of the craziest things that I thought in relation to this theme. When you first shot your shot, I knew you'd be the one to hit the spot. Only you can make it clap for the homies. I am not. And I'm like, yeah, okay, this is about a gun. And then he follows up with like talking about some dude across the street at Cherry Park, and you know how like things might get heated. And I'm like, this is really cool as like a love song to between a gun and this person. um then you get the chorus, and the chorus is kind of sweet. It's been 2 years, I keep calling, I'm standing here, I ain't got you, as we lay here, lovers in arms. And it really does have this like relationship-esque feel, this love lust relation, this feel to it. So that was cool. But then like, yo, the second verse is essentially Vince Staples acting as the gun, rapping, or like professing however they feel to the owner of it. And it's like, damn, can't believe they took you from me, kick in your front door looking for me, hide me in our secret place, nothing I could do for you but sit and wait. So like I get this image of like, you know, the cops busting in and the gun's hidden in the drawer, and then like the gun is kind of like watching the person like get arrested and all this shit. Which, yo, this whole song is absolutely a trip. Now I like how there's like there's this part where is you tripping, you forgetting that we made these vows, as in like, yo, if you've got me, like you're now stuck to me no matter what happens, like your fingerprints are on me, this that whatever, like as the gun essentially. And that was also really cool in my opinion. I thought that was super dope how he laced that in and made it like super serious. And then the pun at the end where I can't wait until you bust it down, probably go 100 rounds, also I was like, that's dope. That also, if you were to look at this as like some sort of like just male female relationship, then it's like, you know, the whole 100 rounds going for like a lot of rounds in sex, that's dope. But then the play on the fact that this is actually song a love story with a gun, the 100 rounds 100 round clip, that was dope. I really enjoyed it. But I like how the ending kind of like ties into what we got from the previous skit. Um, and just kind of emphasize them like there's so much shit that goes on within this environment that, you know, I like him because, you know, when somebody got to do go back, when somebody's got to go back for me, we'll be back together and we can have a little fun. And it's like there's this weird, I felt like there's this weird kind of connection where you get like, this is how, or the relationship between two people would be if this is the scenario when the dude went to jail for like, I guess, shooting somebody or doing stuff he shouldn't have been doing. But also if you kind of look as like the woman speaking as like for the gun, you get this weird like the gun is longing to be held again, and you can kind of put like a voice to the feeling. And I thought that that was also really cool too. This is dope. Like this is really dope. It did remind me of that Nas song that he did about the gun too. I did say that like while I was reviewing, I was like, I feel like Vince Staples may have probably listened to
He
that
means I
or
gave you
probably had
power.
this. Yes, I gave you power. That's the song. Thank you for that, Holden. But yeah, I felt like there was some sort of, I guess, homage or throwback to that, but that could have just been me. In any case, this song is really, really, really good. I gave it another 4.5 on 5. Uh, yeah. The next track is East Point Prayer. There's always that one song. Um, this is not my favorite one. Uh, it's okay. I felt it was a little bit softer, a little bit slower than what we got, what we've been getting. I don't particularly know like what it is overall about the song that I don't like. It's just it didn't have that same type of energy or feel with it. Um, I'm also not like the biggest Little Baby fan either, but I will say this: I am very impressed with the rapping capabilities that he did on this song, and just the pronunciation of the words and how he like carries himself with the flows. That was really really cool. I do respect and like admire his talent, and I could see why he's like super popping because he just does it in a way that is so nonchalant, and he's just like, yo, I know I can fucking do this and I'm just gonna do it and I'm the fucking best. And it was really really good. But just I'm like, I don't know, I just don't really go to Little Baby like that. And I was just like, mm, okay. I did like how he goes, this shit's crazy, nobody want to put in the work but want to get paid though. I'm gonna keep spending on lawyers until the case closed. And it's like, yo, those, for me, those two lines, they stand out because, you know, I do see that a lot, that a lot of people are like, I want money, I want this, I want that, but aren't really going to do anything for it. They're not going to put in the work, they're not going to make the sacrifices, they kind of just want handouts. So I see like Little Babies also dealing with the same shit too, and kind of addressing that, like, if you don't put in the work, you're not going to be where I'm at. But it also kind of ties it up with like, even though I'm putting in the work, y'all got to understand that I still got to pay lawyers. I still got cases I got to deal with. So it's like, you think that just working hard is just working hard, that's enough? No, it's like there's other things that I got to deal with on top of putting in all the work, which I thought was super super cool. Overall though, I mean, Vince Staples did good on his verse. He really flowed nicely. I like what he does with this project. But just for some reason this song just did not like really hit me the same way. I like how in the bridge though Vince Staples was like, off to Camp Creek with no plan C, because, you know, he won't say plan B, plan Crip. That's dope. I like how he consistently just brings that back and like, you know, always reminds everybody like, this is really where I'm from. I really represent my hood, my set, and all that. So I thought it was cool, but it's a 3.5 on 5 for me. Honestly, it just didn't hit the same as some of the other tracks on this project. But that's okay. The next track is called Slide. So this song to me was a bop. I like how we're getting like an actual Vince Staples is basically saying, yo, I'll slide on you. I will definitely pull up, guns out, ready to like go, ready to run, ready to do what's got to be done. And that's kind of the whole essence of this whole track. And I think it's a statement where he's like, yo, a lot of people kind of claim to do this shit, but I really, really do this shit. We really, really do spin the blocks and really get down into the grittiness of shit. But it's interesting. Like I like how the intro starts and you kind of just get like this guy who's explaining, this happened, that happened. And then you get like, dude, they just drove up like this, slowed down and like pow, pow. And you're just kind of getting this like this vivid image of like of a drive by and there's the environment in the city and this the way things are kind of happening. And I'm like, this is really, really cool. The verses are pretty solid. I mean, they're kind of short, but Vince was like, I like when he's like made him proud, but I never made a million. I'm talking net. I heard the set. I'm trying to raise the children. Again, he's like, I'm trying to teach people. I'm trying to show them different ways. I'm trying to show them like how things can be maybe a little bit different. But at the same time, he's like, I'm from the naughty where we ain't pretending. And he's like reminding you, like, yo, I'm not gonna lie to these kids. I'm not gonna lie to the people about where I'm really from and what really goes on. Y'all need to know what's happening. I like how he goes praying on them and no, it ain't religion. And I'm like, that's a really cool way to be like, you really out here, hunting people, really doing some shit that I guess needs to be done. But like it's just more the vibe of this song. Like when he gets into that chorus, the slide, 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 it's just like you just get into this weird trance and you just kind of start repeating it, and it's like a mantra in a sense, like a fucking motto, a way to like just kind of live life a bit. And I think that's part of what this song is supposed to do. It's supposed to kind of show people like there is people in my area who have this mentality day in, day out, and we're like just never going to change. And yeah, I mean, it's just pretty fire. And in the end of the second verse, he goes out here living raps, kind of just really driving it home, like I'm really, really doing this. And again, I think a lot of this is really just the energy and the vibe of it. The verses are kind of short, so there wasn't really much to pull from it, which is cool, I guess. But that's where I was like, nah, this is something you can ride to. This is something that kind of gets you hype, just with the way he uses the chorus. So that was also really cool. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of really straightforward when you listen to the song about what it's about. So it's a 4.2 on 5. The next track is called Paper Cuts. So this song is still consistent with what we've been getting in terms of just the high energies and just the messaging of like getting into your grind, go make your money and make sure you're like focused on that paper, which I thought is cool. The idea when I first read the title, actually, Paper Cuts, I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Like you're getting paper cuts from counting all the money, which is kind of like what I got from this song. But I like how Vince Staples really kind of shows you different scenarios that comes with like getting a lot of money and dealing with paper like that. So they want to, in the first verse, he's like, they want to know if I'm in the streets or if I still feel a way about the enemies. And it's like, yo, people really be asking questions. People got things that they're worried about for him. And I feel like he's kind of saying this, like, don't worry about me. Just go make your shit, go make your money. Do what you got to do. I like how he does questions. If when I die, if I went and died today, who remember me? It's like that overwhelming feeling of like, yo, everything in my city, everything in my area is so fucked up that I could die. But like, is there really people who care? Is there really people that are moving like on my time? And like, if I do leave, if I do transition or whatever, like, are you going to still keep me in your prayers, still keep me, around close? Which I thought was pretty powerful a little bit. um but just the overall essence of like how he shows you he used to picture this, like used to picture me rolling vividly, now everything I dream is everything you see. It's like he's kind of reinforcing that message, like if you stick to your dreams and you truly believe in what you're doing, you can make it and you can go to the next level and start to be able to do shit you want to do. But I like how he also kind of explains like, yo, even with this, I got to ride with the blick, 30 shots at least, keep it in my reach up on the scene. It's like, even when you are doing certain things and you are like progressing and elevating in life, I guess from where he comes from and whatnot, it's like you still got to be protected. You still got to be on your game and make sure that like, shit's correct. And we get into the chorus, which I thought was cool. I like the little scratch, the riding around the city. That was dope. Don't I like how he's like, don't be playing with my money, don't be playing with the hood, paper cuts out here trying to run it up. And you're just getting this sense of like, don't fuck with my block, don't fuck with my money. Let's like, this is really what we're about. And more of that, just driving home that message of like, chase your cash essentially. That's what I thought was cool. And like, as he ends it off in the chorus, if it ain't about bread, I don't give a fuck. And it's like facts. Like right now, I think he's also kind of saying this universally, like, we all got to make money. We all got to be focusing on the proper things and forget a lot of like useless shit. The second verse is still pretty solid, but I feel like the second verse is not so much about like guns and violence. It's more like kind of how people deal with you. He does address that. He's like, I want a wife, don't want no baby mama. Nah, these crazy bitches try to tap your pockets. Yeah, now I ain't tripping. I just be honest. Yeah, I love my direct deposit, which I thought was cool. Like he knows what he's looking for. He knows the type of person he wants to be with. And he also knows what he doesn't want to deal with. But he also addresses like, yo, you really got to watch for what people are doing. Like you really got to make sure that if you are going to be, dating or dealing with women, you got to be like on your game and know like how they're moving as well, which I thought was super cool. I love how proud he is to be like, yo, I love my direct deposit. And it's like there in a way there is like this, I guess, security where you just know you're gonna go, it's going straight to you, straight to your bank, and you don't have to like worry about any middleman or any money being lost or something. And I thought that was also kind of cool as well. Overall though, like this song's really hype. It's got that energy. It brought me back into that mood of okay, so we got some more heat here. And yeah, I gave it a 4.2 on 5. The next track is called Lemonade. The vibe to this track is so good. I don't have anything really else much more to say about that. It's actually just really good. I like how Vince Staples is like kind of interpolating this idea of lemonade being bittersweet and also kind of how it matches with life. Um, Everything he kind of goes through on this is kind of what we've been getting so far, and I feel like it is consistent. I don't really have much to say. I'm really just involved, like really enthralled with the vibe of it. I don't know why Ty Dolla Sign is here. He says like one line in like one of the verses, and then has this whole outro part that I kind of felt was just useless in my opinion. Not to hate on Ty Dolla Sign, just I was like, unless for some reason I notice he just shows up and then he does like a thing on the track, and I'm like, but you didn't really do anything. Like you weren't really there. I don't get why. Anyway, I don't want to hate. It was just something that stood out to me. But this whole like party vibe, this whole like getting up on your feet and moving around and just kind of boppiness to this song was super cool. I really just like it. I don't really care for the lyrics, to tell you the truth. I mean, one, yeah, money talk, broke people talk louder. Facts. That's why they face so sour. Facts. Ain't shit weak. Ash sugar free. Okay. From the ghetto by the beach, bullets in the breeze. It's like, yes, this is what you've been giving us, but I just like the way it's presented, and this is a bop. So keep it short and sweet, bittersweet if you want. And yeah, I gave this a 4.2 on 5. The next song is Playerways. Yo, this song is so good. I like it. I like it a lot. This is my jam. This is like that heartbroken, lovey, fucking don't got time for this shit, but I kind of want you around and I'm on my grind and I just need like for the evening and we can just fucking have a good time. And then like I'm out. Bye. Sun comes up and I'm gone into the wind. And it's just so good. Like I really like how in the chorus, hey, I keep it funky with the bitches. I got playaways. Can't fall asleep after I, hey, I gotta stay awake. And you're just like, I don't know. I've been there and I'm just like, I can't be here no more. I came to do what I gotta do. I gotta get back to what I'm doing. I got other shit so like for me, a lot of this song may have been just a little bit relatable, and that's why I think I like it a lot. But it's just so good. And the way that like Vince Staples really just his voice on this, and you can tell he like kind of feels a little bit hurt, but at the same time as also like, yo, I got to be a G about this though. like even with the first verse, I knew that you would never be mine. I knew that you was just one call away from pressing decline. And even with that, it's like you can hear the hurt in his voice, but he also hear like the certainty of he's like, shit's got to be the way shit's got to be. I knew that time was of the essence. No one ever rewinds. You know, the press is full of lies. So why you pressing your line? And it's just like, yo, you can't really be with this person for XYZ reason. But at the same time, you're also like, we have a connection and we're trying to also deal with that connection too. And I thought that was so good. Like he just like, I don't know, maybe I really just like this song a lot, but I thought it was just so good the way he expressed himself on this. I also like how cocky he is, where he like where he addresses that like the girl he's kind of talking to right now has another dude, and he's like, I ain't worried about your dude because he already knows what's up, given that like we know he's got guns and stuff, and he's like he's ready to use them. So I like how he has that like cockiness in it, and he's kind of also like drilling in the message of like, yo, I'm a boss man, like I don't worry about me, like I will deal with what I gotta deal with. So I thought that was super cool. um Come back into the chorus, get back into that like that vibe and just that move around. And I thought that that was also cool because just the way you can move to this song is like, I personally would fuck to this song just because it gave me that vibe in this weird, like twisted way of like wanting to have that moment, but at the same time, knowing that it's just not ever going to be a solidified thing. And that's just kind of the vibe that I get into sometimes. And that just makes me dance at times. So that's where I'm going to try to get y'all to understand what I really like about this, which was cool. But then in like the second verse, I like how he kind of, I feel like he gets caught. Like he's like, Vince is like, I don't know that girl. If I do, it's not like that. And if I did, that was a while ago before you took me back. And it's like, now I guess he's like in a new relationship or something. And like he's still trying to deal with, I guess, the ex or whatever, or the person that was on the side, but like he has to cover it up. And it's just, I don't know. It's like some toxic shit, but also some honest shit, which I thought was really, really cool. The way at the end of the second verse when he's like, but c'est la vie, yesterday, aquí, namaste, not me. These hoes don't mean a thing. That sounded fucking dope the way he said that. I was just like, yo, wait, what? Like just the way he said it was super, super cool. I enjoyed that. I really, really, really like this song. The outro though, the outro does, I guess, like play a bigger role in this whole thing because you get this woman explaining how like in sixth grade she was ditching with the gangster guys and she kind of got involved in that type of life, and she just really fell in love with this guy who she would do anything for. And I think that also like Vince is kind of like showing you the other side. Like he's aware that these situations can happen. Like he's aware that there is certain, I guess, women in the world that will fall for this type of shit and will really kind of go head over heels for these type of guys. But just as we kind of see in some of the verses, it's like these guys may not be the greatest, but dude, it's just, I really, really like this song. I really, really like this song. I gave this like a 4.8. Like it's really good in my opinion. So yeah, but we'll move on to Mama's Boy. Yo, this is another dope track. The way that Vince Staples kind of connects this idea of loving his mom and has the same affection and affinity for it with what he does, whether it be rap or even being a crip or gang banging or all this shit. It's just really cool. And it's like there's so much connection that he puts into this with that, with just making that like connection with loving this so much like he loves his mom. And it really kind of, I personally feel it kind of like separates him from a lot of these people. Just the way that he also like, I like how he interpolated the outcast line for the intro. That was cool. Again, more of like that hip hop greatness, and that's always laced in, which I like when the artists do that. So that's dope. But like even in the first verse, right? So he starts off and he goes, "You ain't getting blue stripes. What? You ain't ever shoot shit. What?" As if like y'all are talking a lot of this shit. Y'all are really saying you out here doing these type of things, but like you're not in real life. You're not actually doing this. Went into the precinct, told them who did what. Homies be way too tough. Finna call your bluff, pick up. And it's like, yo, he's not playing. Like he's not playing around. Do not fuck with him. And just the way he has that like aggressive attitude and that aggressiveness and certainty about himself, while also being on like these funky dope fucking beats that aren't like your typical drill trap fucking kill 'em up beats. It's like this is super dope. This is really really dope. Um just more of like keep one tuck, the ops don't play. Been way more beef since I got paid. And it's like, yeah, dude, more money, more problems, essentially. Ride around town with Ray Charles tint. That's funny. Ray Charles is blind tint, can't see him in the whip because they're faded out. So that was cool. I like how he goes, I'm too rich for sleepless nights. And it's like, yo, that's a statement. Like at a certain point, you should be able to have like comfortability to just sleep and know everything's fine. And the way that he just expresses that, and he's like, I don't have to be dealing with this shit no more. Like, I shouldn't have to be, but if y'all are still gonna step to me and shit, the beef on site and I won't miss. So like I love the way he tied all that together. Comes back in the chorus on my mama. Yeah, I love this shit like my mama. And you get just so into it. And you're like, again, like another type of mantra, another type of just motto, and you're like, yo, I'm doing this shit, I'm doing this shit. The second verse still just as hard. I didn't feel like there was many quotable bars in my opinion, but like it does stand up and kind of completes the whole song altogether, which I thought was cool. Something I did want to touch on though was the outro. um the outro is interesting because the end, it sounds like a mother who's saying, I'd like to think that I had not that if I had not had to work 3 jobs, 2 jobs, I could have spent a little more time, and maybe he would not have become a monster. Now, after doing the review, I think I kind of understand where this is leading into the next track, or two tracks from here. But before we get into that, it's cool how Vince is like showing you how a mother may feel in some of these environments, while their kids may be out there on the streets doing what they do and living the type of life that Vince has been talking about. And I like how he gave that point of view, that perspective, where in a way, like the mother kind of blames herself, but there's this like, I thought I was doing the right thing by trying to work all these jobs and like provide for my kid. But at the same time, I wasn't really around, which then turned him into something different. And it kind of shows this uh, weird, like conflict between like having to work and being there for your kids, and like kind of like the society we live in and how things are kind of fucked. That's kind of what I took from that, and I thought that speaks a lot of volumes, so I wanted to just point that out. But overall, this song is really good. Like it really has that energy and that whole vibe of like, yo, if you're really about this. And I don't want to say like I'm not like condoning gang violence and shit like that, but it's like if you take the idea of like you're really about this and you apply it to making music, podcasting, anything creative, anything you, even in your everyday life, even in your job life, it's like you really are about this shit. You're gonna take it seriously. You're gonna be about it, and you're gonna like make strides. So I thought that was super cool. I did give this another 4.2 on 5. The next track is called Bang That. Yo, yo, this is a bop. This is a bop. I mean, lyrically and just like verse wise, it's the similar shit we've been getting, which is still dope. Mama had me where it never rain at. We in the hood playing with the weapons where the waves crash. We in the hood running up a check. I'm trying to chase racks, but it's just his flow, his cadence, just everything about this is such a bob. I like the way he just flows around on it and he just gets you moving the beat. DJ Mustard did good on this. I really, really liked a lot of this. But I like when I like when he goes, oh no, I'm gonna fuck up because I really want. Okay, yeah, sending ops to heaven, tell them stay mad. That's a hard line. That's a hard line. Like when you really, really think about it, and it's like, yo, haters are just hating on you because of like whatever you're doing better than them, this, that, and all the generic shit. But like he's clearly sending like, yo, bro, you can be my op or my hater, but I'm really about this life. So I'll just send you to heaven and you can just stay mad. Or we could have like you not be mad and just do your own shit and stop bothering me and you won't be sent to heaven. That was fire. To me, that was super fire the way he did that. I enjoyed it. and it adds with, and I like how he flows it too with that boppiness with within the track. So that's also cool. This is one of like, I feel like this song is one of the more like harder tracks in terms of like preferences. Like this is more got that like trappier vibe, that like more like modern sound. A lot of the music on this has been like very Vince Stapley and very not like, I guess, mainstream, I'll call it, which I do expect because Vince Staples doesn't really always go for like mainstream shit. So that's dope. Um yeah, no, I mean, even like on verse two, he just kind of reminding you same look since way back, letting you know he's from 68th Street. I don't really know what my granny caddy had the four flats. Oh, I guess that's his, like the truck he had driving from his grandmother's had like four flat tires. So just kind of letting you know more about like where he's from and kind of what he's been at. Stay woke, yeah, stay strapped. This line is dope. This line's dope. Hang obituaries, I don't hang plaques. And I'm like, that is hard. That is fucking hard. Like, just again, re-emphasizing how real he is and how in like gang shit he is and how deep into the streets he is. He's like, bro, I hang obituaries. I don't need my plaques. My like music and my shit will speak for me. My presence will speak for me. This is the shit that I like doing. And I'm like, that's some that's some hard shit. He's still around the same, he plays hoes, hates rats, typical shit. I like how he's like dug in with the same cats, same people that he's been with for the same time, and then had to do what he had to do to make some money with the cane and crack. And it's a lot of what we've been getting, but this is just a slap. Like this really, really does slap. Now, the chorus is hard. Find me by the water, I can bang now. All about $1, I can bang that. Riding for my partners, I can bang that. I do what I want, I can bang that. So you're just like, yeah, you I think the term bang is like, well, with the gun you can do some damage, but also like, I guess it's the way of him saying like, I get down with that, I could do that, like I'm ready for that. So like it's kind of like their slang, which is dope. I enjoy that. But I do like the bridge. Put on a suit like it's tailored for me, got in the game and gave it for free. And it's like, oh shit, okay, you're like the chosen one, the one who's gonna like express and explain to people what's really happening around here. But what stands out is near the end of the bridge where he's like, real as they come, I don't gotta pretend, live by the gun, die by the sand. And I'm just like, yo, like, if you think that he's from Long Beach, it's a beach, things could happen on the beach where there's sand. It's like you're really tying in a lot of like where you like what you see and around you, and just like a lot of different connections of your life. And I thought that was super, super dope. He's like really good at writing. Vince Staples is really good at writing, and a lot of his imagery that he portrays in his music is really fucking good, and I really do appreciate it. I left this with a 4.5 on 5 because it's just like, how do you not, that chorus is just super infatuating because you're just like the way he flows on it is dope. Either way, the next song or skit, because it's like 46 seconds, is The Spirit of Monster Kody. So like I had to do a little bit of research because I wasn't really quite sure what the relevancy of Kody Scott was. But I didn't really go too deep into it because the fuck do I know? But what I took away from this is the way that the guy is talking to Kody Scott is like, it makes me fucking cringe. It like, bro, it fucking like makes my heart hurt to hear how like people treat each other, especially, I guess this is like, there's got to be some sort of like race card that's being played in there as well, because like just the way he's like, you do not breathe, period, you're gonna go to prison, juvenile hall, camp, you authority, prison, you're going like he's just telling this guy like what's gonna happen, and not even giving a fuck about like any sort of repercussion. And it's just it's like, it's clearly something I've never fucking experienced, which I think is part of the point. Like maybe not a lot of people have experienced this type of life or had to go through these type of experiences, and this is just like, shit, bro, like holy fuck. Like, first, what they want to know, did you really write this book? How can an uneducated motherfucker drop out of sixth grade? And you're just like, yo, like, just the heaviness and the aggression in the voice and everything was just so like fucking captivating. And I was like, this is really heavy for me. I mean, for me, maybe I'm just a softy McSofty. It is what it is. But then you get like this rebellious nature from Cody Scott when he responds and he's like, and I said, nah, fuck no, hell no, I ain't finished, yo. I got a spirit of a thug in me. And that's just no regular ordinary thug. And you're just getting this like this, he's standing up for something, he's standing up for what he believes in, and something is like, you know, whatever the case is. And I just think that like that was also really inspiring to kind of like hear like even within the darkest times, and then when you got people battering you and coming at you and really like beating you down, you're just like, nah, I'm this strong and I will fight and I will, you know, make my way and I will get through it. So like that was super dope. It's very quick, very, very quick. Like I said, it's like 46 seconds long. So yeah, I mean, I gave this a 4.2. I thought, honestly, it's a 4.2 part of the album, to be fair. I think like as a song, it's like whatever, like whatever, doesn't matter. But solo, eh, I don't know if this works, but as part of the album, it's a 4.2. Definitely. So the next track is Rose Street. Oh, yo, this is so crazy. I really like this song as well. I like how Vince Staples is kind of expressing like he's dealing with some sort of relationship, but he's also kind of explaining like, yo, I don't really believe in love. I don't really trust. I don't really believe in this and that. The only thing I'm dedicated to is the gang. And it's so dope. Like just the way he starts off, like just the way he starts off the intro. Yeah, I don't sing no love songs. No, I ain't never sang no love songs. Yeah. And you're just like, I like you're not really into that. Um, and then he just goes in with the first verse, baby, how you got that little bitch getting you mad. Got some shit you gotta deal with, pimp in my past. And it's just like, oh shit, okay, we're gonna see how he's gonna like kind of handle some of these things. I hate that bitch who hit like the kill switch when they get bad. And it's like he's explaining, you know, like I'm tired of dealing with these people who just kind of switch up, who just instantly when shit goes sour, you're not keeping it real, you just kind of change and all this shit. And I really just enjoy how he's kind of just real about all of this. And he's just like on the back street times 10, 10 on the dash, all gas, no brakes, because I'm living like that. Came up off every case with my crippin and with my crippin intact. And you're just like, this is what he's really about. She be this is what he's really about. And he doesn't have time to really be like dealing with a woman who may not completely understand what his life is like and just kind of wants to consume all his time. Now I like this line. She be lying to my face, so I hit it from the back. And I'm just like, yep, that has been a thing in my life too many times, which I relate to, because it's like it's just it really kind of shows when you have so much shit happening in your life on your mind and you can't really deal with trust and you have trust issues and you feel like everyone's kind of lying to you. It's a cool creative way to be like, yo, I can't even like have sex with you while looking at you because I don't even know if you're really enjoying it or whatnot, because I just have like I'm so fucked with these trust issues inside. So that was really cool to me. I did enjoy that. And I mean, it's pretty solid the way he like ends that verse. But then the chorus, right? So she said she in love. She said she's in love. What's that? Trust. What's that? Us. What's that? I'm married to the gang. Don't be playing games. And it's just like, yo, like he doesn't. He has a hard time like disassociating from like from like the gang world and just everything he's enthralled in, which I'm like, yo, this is pretty fucking hard. I really did enjoy this. But I like how he also says like, yo, you ain't getting shit from me, only bringing flowers to my homies' graves. She said she in love with me. What's that? Trust. What's that? Us. What's that? I'm married to the money. Don't be playing games. Only bringing flowers to the homies' graves. And it's just like, yo, he's got more respect and more like care and concern for the dead homies and paying them their respect when they pass and stuff, that he's going to bring the flowers there, that he doesn't really give two shits about what the girl wants or whatnot. Which I thought was cool. Second verse, red Ferrari seats, all my homies bleed out on the streets, makeup on sheets, make up sex tapes, hope she leaves, reaching for my keys, she like, where you gonna stay with me? And you're getting this idea like, yo, he's like, bro, my homies are dying and you want me to be here because I'm here with you. Not, I got shit to go take. I gotta go take care of stuff. hate to see her beg, she don't want me dead, posted on the block when it's war, ain't no warning shots. And you're just like, yo, so he still went out there like he said he would. He's still gonna make sure that all his peoples are good and stuff like that. But when shit pops off, shit's really popping off. And I like how he just kind of flows with it, giving you this like, this is really what my life is like, and this is why I have struggle with like maybe having a girlfriend or dealing with certain relationships, because I'm really invested in this shit. Um, what I did like though is there is a part near the end where he goes, can't press rewind. Life is like movies, baby. Pray you don't use me, baby. Pray that they don't shoot me, baby. Only way you'll lose me. I've been feeling loopy lately. I keep it on me. I don't use the safety. And it's like he's kind of explaining to you, like, yo, the only way people are going to lose me is if I shoot myself, because of all this shit that I've been through and see, and all like these things that are in my environment and stuff. Cause I've been feeling crazy. I've been losing my mind. And I feel like this is a little bit of a cry for help. A little bit. He's like, hey guys, somebody check up on me or whatever. But like it's crazy to think that like he's feeling this way and he has access to a gun that's so close. And just how it affects him to be in these environments of shit. It's just really insane. But I did enjoy it. I really thought this is another one that really slaps as well, and gives you this like essence of like where I guess people in this area, because I don't think it's always just Vince Staples. I think he is speaking for like a group of people or whatnot. But you kind of get a good idea of like where their mentality is and kind of just how they do things, and where their priorities lie over, I guess, other people's mentality and priorities. So that was cool. In the outro, I also thought it was interesting how he ends the song with Long Beach Flowers, what do you want? As in like he has to make another phone call to get flowers because somebody else just got shot. Or and the way that the person answered and was like, what do you want? As in like, there's just so much hate and aggressiveness. Or maybe it's because they're anticipating that it's like already a bad thing. Like it's not actually a good news that they're about to receive, which kind of speaks a little bit about, again, more of that like atmosphere and the environment they come from. And everybody kind of feels in this like weird sort of like dark, depressing way. So I thought that was also really cool too. This song is a slap. This song slaps. It's a 4.2 on 5. And to wrap it up with the last track, The Blues. The thing I like about this is his uses of the repetition on the choruses. It's got it doesn't affect that. It really kind of connects with what he's trying to say. I feel in the song. Um, I like how in the first verse he's like, "If I die on my way to give you my love, please protect me from the world." And you're just like, wow, like you're tired, you've been broken down, you're at the end of this journey, and it's just like a lot, and it's heavy on you, and you feel this like he's like coming to terms a certain way he's been feeling, like this shit harder than I make it look. What have I become? I never been an open book. Money made me numb. And it's like this weird connection of how he's making more money, he's feeling numb, but he's being this open book within his music and expressing himself to people and stuff. It's like a lot of these contradicted, convoluted things that I really think play a good role in this like confusion. And then he slips into the chorus of like, money made me numb, money made me numb. And it just, you get this like robotic-esque broken type of just like, I don't know what else to say, I don't know what else to do. The only thing I can be honest about is that money made me numb, and it's the only thing that I understand now. And then connects it within the second verse of like, street life will trap you, but my daddy wasn't born a pasture, need greener pasture, still waiting on the rapture. And you're like, damn, like you really are kind of broken, and things that you haven't really been given any handouts, and you had to do it on your own, but you're still waiting for the rapture, you're still waiting for the end. And like just this change and this like whole thing. It's like, wow, like I really kind of do feel the pain of through like Vince Staples is trying to express a lot more on this track than I have through a lot of the other tracks on this project. I keep getting smaller houses, but I won't find peace till the Lord allows it, which is interesting because it's like he's trying to do everything he can to find his own peace, but he's come to this realization that it's like, yo, like the only if I can't find it, then the only other answer is the Lord must grant it to me in one way. And then you get back into that like kind of like this brain glitch where it's like peace till the Lord allows it, waiting till the Lord allows it. And then you just get sucked into that trance and you're like waiting till the Lord allows it. And you just kind of, I picture him like kind of just like looking up and just zoning the fuck out as he repeats this, which I thought was super cool as well. And then he just flows into the third verse. What's success but guilt and stress? And too many homies had to live with that, moving on from what you love, and just kind of breaking down what success has brought him, but what he's also had to give up to be this successful. Which I think is really, I guess, relatable if you're on that journey. Heart broke, but your ego still your ego still intact. Like, yeah, that's fucking that's like the whole thing. That's the whole fucking journey, is like you develop this ego and this like this persona and this like shield of like, yo, I've done so much and I'm the fucking greatest and I've done all this and I've lived through fucking trials and tribulations and all these fucking shenanigans and adventures. But then you're like, but I'm still heartbroken. Like, I don't know what love is. I don't know what like feeling. I don't know. I don't know what having that person in my corner feels like. And you just feel this constant emptiness within him. And it's just, it's so good. I really do. I really did enjoy what he did here. I like how he ends it with like, who really about it? Can't wait to see. And if I don't come home tonight, just pray for me. And you're just like, pray for me, pray for me. And you get this sense of like, yo, y'all need to understand that like when I walk outside, it could be my very last day. Like, more on like a higher scale than somebody, let's say me, who like doesn't really come from that environment, and I don't really have that fear of like if I go out it will be my last day. Granted, knock on wood, hope nothing happens, but like I think he's trying to like really express like, yo, when I actually walk outside with the shit that I've done, like I may not come home, and like people need to understand that. And I think it was very powerful. I think he did a really great job on this. I gave it another I gave it a 4.2 on 5, just because whatever. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the whole project. Overall grade, I would have to say, is roughly like a 4.3, 4.4 for me. Um, I like it. I like this project. If you really, really fuck with Vince Staples and you enjoy like what he does and what he talks about, you may like this. If you don't really know Vince Staples and you like this is like a first project you're going into, I don't know if this might be a good first project to like go into to get an idea of where he's coming from, because he does get a lot more personal on this project compared to, I guess, the Big Fish project that I reviewed. But like this is a really good project, and I would have to say that it's also like a love letter to the hood. Is how I kind of took it. I feel like this is a love letter to his hood that he's like giving to the people so that they can resonate with it and they can have their voice and speak up and in the way that they relate to Vince Staples for. So I thought it was dope. Like I said, it's like a 4.3, 4.4 on 5 for the overall album. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. I do appreciate everybody who stuck with me through this entire journey, through this Vince Staples Ramona Park Broke My Heart in-depth length album review. Everybody on the Twitch, thank you for being here. Everybody from in the future for the YouTubes, thank you as well. You also matter. We do greatly appreciate it. Like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Let us know what you know about which song, which one stood out to you, which one do you like the best? Do you agree with some of my opinions? Do you not? However it goes. And we'll be here next Sunday, 12 p.m. with another album review. And we've got a bunch of shit on Behind That Suit on the YouTubes, and we've got the twitch.tv/Behind That Suit. So follow us, check us out. And Chris Chrome 93 on all socials. Hit me up on Twitter. I'm gonna like bring that back and back and back. And that's pretty much it. All right, I'm out. Bye.